Hello everyone. Let's read the today's newspaper. And today is 21st of July 2026, Tuesday. So we will only read the major news and editorials. That's it. Several hurt in the crackdown on CJP Parliament March. Scores hospitalized with fractures. Let me zoom it if it's not visible clearly. Scores hospitalized with fractures. Scores means group of 20 hospitalized with fractures had eye injuries as police resort to baton charge during the protest. 70 protesters detained. See police. CJP meet JP Nadda. Demand Pradhan's ouster. Mm. So Cockroach Janata Party's demand is a resignation of Union Minister Dharmendra Pradhan. 38 injured were taken to Lydia Hardinge. 65 to Dr. Ram Manohar Lohia. Fractures, swelling, head, eye injuries. The growing discontent over the NEET paper leak and irregularities in CBSE school examination process. Pradhan istifa do. So I will only highlight the major portions so that will not waste time on irrelevant stuff which is not useful for the examination, or because uh, this is a very big incident that has happened in the recent years. So for awareness maybe we would want to know few things, but for the rest of the news we will only focus on the main important point that is relevant for our exam. Police denied disproportionate force. 70 protesters are detained. Appropriate legal actions will be initiated. An FIR is being registered for rioting, for assault on public servants, damage to public property, and other offenses. Okay, this is very so in the excitement we do go and participate in the protest, which is our legal right, but uh, we should not do anything which will be harmful to us in the long run. In the adrenal rush. So because see now they have FIR and the offenses are serious offenses. Rioting, assault on public servants, damage to public property. So let's see what happens. Representatives of the CJP, Saurav Das, and the JP Nadda, similarly in their resignation, they said that they agreed to discuss the demands with the government. However, the CJP was still waiting for the response, said the protest continuing at the Jantar Mantar. Page 12, anger beyond paper leak, page 12. Let's go to page 12. Seeing the brutality with the with which the peaceful protests but youth are being dealt with. Sonam also said he will continue the fasting until the youth leaders are allowed to meet the parliamentarian at the Sansad Bhavan, or I am allowed to meet them here at the hospital? Hmm. The CEP leader did not begin the march to the parliament in the morning, having established contact with the government through the Delhi's Deputy Commissioner of Police. Delhi Police said in a statement that over 118 police personnel sustained injuries and that 60 protesters were injured in the melee. What is melee? Means confused fight or shuffle. Confused fight or shuffle. Confused crowd of people. Okay. We read a new word today. Melee. Confused crowd. Okay. Mm, By early afternoon, the hundreds of the protesters slipped through the barricade onto the Sunset Marg, heading southwest to the new Parliament building. When they were few hundred meters away from the Parliament House, the security forces lathi charged a small gathering around which the time mobile internet too was cut at 150 spots across the New Delhi Central Jail. What will be interesting to read here is, with respect to our exam, is a topic called new social movement, or its broader topic, social movement. So we need to cover these topics thoroughly, and then education system, challenges, solutions, then new education policy, its pros and cons, then solution. Four Indian seafarers killed near Odessa. So Odessa is Ukrainian port of Odessa on Sunday. Let's search what is where is Odessa on map. So it is in Ukraine. It's a Ukrainian port, Odessa. So this is Crimea, Moldova, Romania. Please remember the surrounding countries of Ukraine. It's Russia, Belarus, Poland, Slovakia, Hungary, Romania, then Moldova. Bulgaria and Serbia are not. And then below it is a Black Sea. So Belarus, Poland, Slovakia, Hungary, Romania, Moldova. This is the only important part of this news, knowing the map location of this. This is the first incident. It was a Russian attack, but now we'll skip the city news and we'll directly jump to editorials. But let's just glance over the headings. Police deny intrusive surveillance of CJP. Aap hit out at BJP over police action on protesting students. City students on August 9. Monsoon flooding. Urban flood mitigation plan and state disaster response force. Jammu Kashmir statehood promise unfulfilled. Umar Abdullah. सारे लोग आ गए हैं अपने मुद्दा लेकर के अभी दिल्ली. Extreme pressure on government. FCRA amendment bill. So we need to know. Let's see if we can find information about the amendment. The foreign contribution, the regulation amendment 20, bill 2026 is scheduled to be presented in the ongoing monsoon session. Like जब ये आएगा, बिल प्रेजेंट होगा, तब अगर न्यूज़ से रिलेटेड आया होगा तब पढ़ लेंगे. यूसीसी बिल इन एमपी हाउस. तो यूसीसी अभी कहाँ कहाँ लागू हो गया है उत्तराखंड में. 3 जगह हुआ है. और, इसमें तो नहीं दिया हुआ है अभी. This is important. Core sector grew at a 5-month high of 5%. तो बताओ कोर सेक्टर्स क्या क्या हैं. इंडेक्स ऑफ कोर इंडस्ट्रीज. The updated index has an additional sector of iron ore added to it, take the total number of sectors it covers to 9. Fastest growth in the iron ore. It's due to the statistical base effect. Sector contracted 16.4% in the June last year. Electricity, cement, steel, coal grew by this. Crude oil, natural gas, refinery products, fertilizer contracted. Negative growth. Crude oil related sectors. Crude oil, natural gas, refinery products, fertilizers, higher import with the global food price cooling off. Coal sector witnessed a growth of 1.4%. Okay, so search core sectors. Good. So we'll solve it. We'll take a guesswork because I read it during the prelims, but now let's see if I am able to recall it or not. Among the 8 core sectors of the Indian economy, which sector has the highest weightage? Mm, it should be electricity. So we use most of the coal for electricity generation. Electricity used everywhere in the households, in the industries, right? Then the petroleum product is also used in the industries and in the vehicles, and the as LPG and gases and etc. And the steel is also in the industries, but majorly in the E states. So if you have to see or measure the growth in the Indian economy, which sector should have the highest weightage? I will go for electricity. I'll go for electricity. It is the second highest weightage, and approximately 19.85. Let's take a second guess. It must be petroleum refinery products. Yeah. Okay. 28.04. We'll come to the next. So it's coal, crude oil, natural gas, refinery products, fertilizer, steel, cement. Let's remember in this order, decreasing order of weightage. Refinery product, electricity, steel, coal, crude oil, natural gas, cement, fertilizer. Index of industrial production. 40.27% of the weight of the item included in the index of industrial production. Refinery product, electricity, steel, coal, crude oil. Okay, so we'll remember it with this trick. Refinery products, electricity, read it like risk, RESCC. So it's refined heavy products, electricity, steel, crude oil, coal, natural gas, and this is fertilizer, this is cement. Hmm. Which are the following are not included in the calculation of the index of industrial production? MEE. MME. So manufacturing is, mining is, electricity is, construction is not there. Mining, manufacturing, and electricity. It is released by not RBI, not Niti Aayog, Office of Economic Advisor, Central Statistics Office. Okay, I think Office of Economic Advisor. Office of Economic Advisor, Department of Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade, Ministry of Commerce and Industry, release of index project. Index of 8 core industries and the index of 11, 12. Which of the following goes against the lowest weightage? So NCF, fertilizer. What approximate percentage of the total weight of the index? It's around 40%, 40.27. The Office of the Economic Advisor, which compiles the core industries data, functions under which of the following? Hmm. Office of Economic Advisor. इकोनॉमिक एडवाइजर है तो मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ फाइनेंस होना चाहिए. Then mostly Ministry of Commerce and Industry. Included. It's electricity. Descending order of their weightage. So risk, R, E, S, C. Yeah, the first one is true. Second is wrong. It's 28, 19, 17, 10. Primary significance of the index of core industries. Let's see. Good. We revise the core sector. This is how we should study. So index of core industries, part of IIP, Index of Industrial Production, Office of Economic Advisor, DPIIT, under Ministry of Commerce and Industry. Ministry of Commerce and Industry. The core industry contribution is 40%, and the core sector has eight industries. It is refinery, electricity, steel, crude oil, coal, natural gas, cement, fertilizer. See, I was thinking of the same. The base year has been updated. And so the base year is 2022, 2023, double this, 11, 22. And now it has 9. See, the updated index has an additional sector of iron ore added to it. A total number of sectors cover is 9. Sectoral weightage and method of estimates has also been updated. Okay. Uh, so see, it's the total weight is 32. Earlier it was 40%. Now it is 32.88, and it is done by the recommendation of Praveen Mahto committee. Iron ore is also being added as a ninth. Now this is new entry. So risk risk ICNF. Here I iron ore, it's around 4%. Adult unmarried daughter can seek money for education from father. Bangalore to host India US Space Group meet in August. Karnataka. Door delivery of caste and residence certificate amid SIR. थोड़ा जल्दी करते हैं, ऑलरेडी हाफ एन आवर हो चुके हैं। Claiming footpaths, taking cities back from car. Post of a footpath and onto the road. This is very important. Walking on the demarcated footpath is a fundamental constitutional right. It's a fundamental also, it's a constitutional also. Chapter 19 1D and Article 21. What is 19 1D? Uh, right to freely move. Lots of data is been given here, and ये कौन से टॉपिक में फिट कर सकते हैं? आई नीड टू चेक. The Union Ministry of Road and Transport Road Accidents in India 2024 report found that the two-wheeler riders and the pedestrians together accounted for nearly 67% of the road fatalities. Mm. National Crime Report, at least 60%. Pedestrians and two-wheeler riders remain the India's most vulnerable road users. Yeah, urban planning. It's the topic of urban planning. I will look for uh, s- syllabus-wise topic notes ready-made by any coaching, and I will just value add these news there. Otherwise, I will have to make it myself, which will take time. For current affairs, that is a good approach. So, urban planning. Uh, in the urban planning, this should be one of the point, because the Supreme Court has said that the walking on the demarcated footpath is a fundamental constitutional right in the Maniar Ilyaj at Saik Riyaj versus P. Ayyappan 2026 case. Uh, this will be a very good value addition if you'll simply write that in the solution we can write safe and accessible footpath. This can also be added as a solution in the health related topic, because if we'll have safe and accessible footpaths, then people will go for walk, exercise, either alone or with a family. Benefits of walking. I'm also trying to understand when this person, Chandrakant Laharia, is writing this editorial, how he is thinking and arranging uh, his thoughts. So, see how he started. He started with that the pavements are for namesake only. Then said the Supreme Court has said this, that it is a fundamental constitutional right. He then related it to the health, that in India, diabetes, hypertension, fatty liver disease, obesity rising rapidly, and walking as a physical activity is a low and no cost intervention. that can reverse this rise in metabolic diseases. And then he gave some data. It is city that is make that is making the walking difficult quietly. It is not the willpower of the individual alone, but the city has a role to play in it. And he says the usefulness of footpath, what people can do, and then its health benefits. And then he also connected with the road safety. So then it's a the solution is not be an anti-encroachment drive where you remove carts and the cars and the street vendors who has the protection the legitimate economic claim, but the answer lies in the planned allocation. Footpath for walking, vending zone for vendors, parking space for vehicles, utility corridor for public infrastructure, meaningful penalties for violation. And then he says this is the administrative approach towards the solution. And then what citizens can do. So they can walk, uh, then again walk. Within 1 kilometer, they should not use scooter or car. Combine walking with public transport. Walk along with families. It's good for health also. Poor urban planning. Then he says, how should footpath be for two people, wheelchair with ramp, clear passageways near bus stops. Parking should be penalized. It should be specifically designed near schools, hospitals, bus stops, markets, metro stations, where pedestrian volumes are high. And then tree cover, benches, public toilet, lightings. This article is so good. So the apart from the margin of the municipal housekeeping to the center of constitutional right. The next slide is to move it from the judgment to habit, budget, design, enforcement. Again, he focuses back to the health issues and the benefits of the walking. There are also public health, dignity, and democracy meet. Hmm. Let me write down the flow. So here we will write this. So we took 50 minutes today and we were only able to cover a small portion of news. We will stop the session here and let's see. Just we read the headings of the important news. So, allowing dissent, using criminal laws to protect the reputation of rulers is condemnable. Canada-India defense collaboration for a secure future. Press and play. Mm, the World Cup. The Spain's second World Cup tied. Defections affect the moral sanctity of democracy. Battleground, Bidara, Karnataka, in political active rivalries clash over the Bidadi Township project. Is so important. Yeah. Why inflation is rising in India? Can we just India's recent inflation surge has been mainly driven by the higher fuel cost, food price pressure, higher fuel cost, food price pressure, rather than the excess demand. The food inflation stems largely from the supply shock as such as poor monsoon, while rising largely from the shock due to poor monsoon, while rising oil prices have pushed up the production cost and manufacturing good inflation. So two reasons: the supply shock, poor monsoon, plus higher fuel cost. Higher fuel cost. And both of these lead to high uh, food price pressure, and it is not from excess demand. The manufactured good prices are determined largely by the production cost, primarily countered by respond more to changes in the demand and the supply. The higher global crude prices have raised the fuel cost, which in turn have pushed up the inflation in the manufacturing good. Food inflation has been exacerbated by the inadequate monsoon, underscoring the need for greater investment in irrigation and measures to cushion fuel price shock. Greater investment in irrigation measures to cushion fuel price shock. Wholesale price index, year-on-year inflation. Last year it was minus 0.4. This year it's 9.87. Monsoon has a bigger role in this. The fuel and the power inflation. Oh, the fuel and the power inflation, manufactured inflation. The structural differences in pricing. So here is the price because supply has shifted leftward. Earlier supply was here, now its supply shifted here, therefore price increased from here to here. And supply, this is the cost, and this is the demand. The primary commodity, manufactured commodity. And drought year, financial year, annual inflation. And the drought year inflation is always high. Here it's high, but here these two years it's low. High, 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 low. And when inflation is high, what should RBI do? Inject money or withdraw money? Uh, Increase money supply or decrease money supply? With increase in money supply, uh, purchase securities, sell securities, interest rate reduces, interest rate increases, Money supply increases, demand increases, demand decreases. With increase in demand, price increases, inflation increases. Where price decreases, inflation decreases. So RBI should decrease the money supply. Magnetic levitation. Four fundamental four fundamental forces in the nature. Two are nuclear forces, electromagnetic force, and the gravity. The rest of the two. So nuclear forces. What are the two nuclear forces? Is it van der Waal force and then a nuclear force? Which keeps protons in the nucleus. The gravity is the weakest by far. Mm.
यार बस मैं तो तैयारी सोच के आया था तो कुछ और ही बने
So here is one interesting thing. The maglev technology can be used to levitate biological samples. Even an experiment was done to levitate a frog. It is being done because of the diamagnetism. Delhi High Court seeks medical report of bomb shock. National demands allegement. Modi's youth protect and elections beyond paper leak. Central Delhi. Police outnumbered by the sea of marching protesters. Iran in a full-scale war. Amid opposition protest, Modi studies the vital of the parliament urges MPs to engage in the informed debate. Introduces bill to Lok Sabha to raise the strength of the judges to 38. And let's see if they have given any history. So from 34 to 38. 34 to 38 means 37 plus 1. In the Supreme Court amendment, simple majority is required. In the Supreme Court amendment ordinance the parliament increase the sanctions to 33 to 37, including the CGI. theft of donation made at the Ram temple in Ayodhya. Adjourned 6 times as opposition party seek auction and paper leak. The Rajya Sabha adjourned 6 times as opposition party seek action in paper leak case. Showing the SIT probe into Ram temple case. Seven killed in landslide in Jammu and Kashmir as rainfall hit 21. Landslide. Don't label baseless graft claim against Judiciary Supreme Court. India approves for dengue vaccine for person aged 4 to 16. India approves first dengue vaccine for person aged 4 to 16. This is important. The Drug Controller General of India granted the market authorization to Takeda Pharmaceuticals, India's Qdenga TARC 003, making the first dengue vaccine to approve in the country. This can be asked in any state PCS exam. Takeda biopharmaceutical companies. Qdenga TARC 003. Qdenga TARC 003. It is a live attenuated tetravalent vaccine designed to provide protection against all the 4 dengue viruses serotype and is administered to as a 2-dose regime with the doses given 3 months apart. But it is a live attenuated. So the question is अगर किसी को already dengue हुआ है with 1 dengue virus serotype, so क्या उसको भी ये दिया जा सकता है? Because second dengue attack is dangerous. On the vaccine can be administered irrespective of whether an individual has a previous dengue infection and does not require the pre-vaccination screening. This is good. Takeda that approved 43 countries across the Asia, Latin America, Europe, 32 million doses distributed for public and private immunization. The clinical trials approval is based on the Takeda's global clinical development program. It's nearly 11-fold. 28,000 participants in dengue and non-dengue Congress pivotal phase 3 trial enrolled more than 8 vaccine demonstrated 90.4% efficacy against the dengue-related hospitalization 18 months. Dengue. Insurance forms using ambiguous local terms to evade liability. Yeah. No decision if you want blending with petrol beyond 20%. Over 1,000 Bondada bags, NTPC order 100 megawatt battery storage. India joins WTO agreement on fisheries subsidies. Okay, fisheries subsidies. The HDFC stock punches over 5% investor concern. RBI special swap C over 20 billion. So swap sees 20 billion. Arrival of foreign currency swap facility operational through the foreign currency non-resident bank. Deposit external commercial borrowing, overseas foreign currency borrowing to mobilize foreign exchange has generated more than 20 billion according to the private sector has seen evident and attracted study forex inflow. Angola rates and Congo rises to 930. Tehran using Armada as a library and must take up Hamas negotiating private talks. Some businesses on Danish territory is often impurities. Yemen and Houthis nuclear might blocked by Saudi Arabia and Red Sea immediately. Shadow army was Yemen skills and when on the Bab el Mandeb, effective immediately calling the move and equation of eye for an eye. The blockade will stem the Saudi Arabia economic growth across by cutting off access to its Red Sea. On return of settlement in Gaza, Chelsea and Judith Polgar declines post of Hungary president. As Hungary Switzerland, Austria, Italy, Germany, Czech Republic, Austria, Slovenia. So Hungary is in between Slovenia, Budapest, it's in Ukraine, Ukraine, Slovakia, Austria, Slovenia, Siberia, Romania. Transmission, long duration energy storage. From the hydro storage power, Tasmania. पहली बार है जब मैं पंप हाइड्रो इलेक्ट्रिक का फोटो देख रहा हूँ. The plant stores the electricity by pumping water uphill when the power is abundant. Long duration energy storage technology which are capable of delivering power for days rather than hours could turn out to be a missing pillar in India's green energy transition. Long duration energy storage. Exceptional gases. Name this metal. Sodium. Densest element known. It forms oxide with the 4 oxygen atoms. The oxide is so volatile that it produces deadly vapor at a room temperature. The process that combines nitrogen oxygen to form ammonia is a Haber process. The type that works by maintaining a group of more excited atoms. The technology that works by maintaining a group of more excited atoms. Acid in the blood that participate in regulating blood is carbonic acid. Equilibrium that holds a star together against a nuclear fusion is hydrostatic. Yeah, they repel. Hydrostatic. The process that turns the inert nitrogen into a bioavailable form is fixation. Dust trifluoride is one of the most reactive gases known. It can set many materials on fire without extra energy. Is the most is because the fluorine atom strongly attract the electrons, making the molecule exceptionally powerful oxidizer. Engineers use it to clean semiconductor fabrication equipment, especially to remove the silicon deposit. Silicon acts readily sublimes into a gas that is stable at the modest temperature, unlike the most compounds of the uranium. And the gas is formed by the uranium atom separated by the centrifuge, the nuclear fuel enrichment. So the answer to all. Security makes the ecology as the self-convenience fencing. Sundarban. Installing physical fences is going to be no easy task. The thick mangrove forest, creeks, swamps make it inaccessible. Security makes the ecology as BSF move fences in Sundarban. Mangroves, creeks, swamps make it inaccessible. Floodlight illuminated fences. A non-physical barrier according to the reports. Sundarban will remain touched by the fences. Fence will adversely affect the movement of deer, wild boar, and crocodile, tigers, all of which constantly cross rivers and sandbanks. Should be well protected. Okay. So it uh, took almost 1.5 hours. Uh, some of the tutorials are left, but no problem. Uh, we'll try to speed up tomorrow. Thank you for your time. See you.